Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the February 2021 edition of Poetic License on FCTV. My name is Donna Scheer, and our theme tonight is What the World Needs Now. Thanks to the wondrous Andrew Richards, who organizes and helps us maneuver through this virtual format. And thank you, FCTV, for all your impressive programming. You can find Reverend Will Mebane and Angele Scott Price co-hosting The Conversation, which involves so many people who are striving to instill the need for real, honest communication with an emphasis on equality issues and racial justice. Falmouth Health Agent Scott McGann brings us weekly updates on COVID-19 in Falmouth. The program Falmouth in Focus is led by Chamber of Commerce Michael Kasparian. It's chock full of information about current events in our town. For example, Woods Hole's 40th anniversary of Black History Month is going to be shown this year. We can't be there for real, but you can celebrate virtually on FCTV. And lastly, this is my membership card. Yes, it is. When you become a member, and it's still only $30 annually for a solo membership, you'll be supporting FCTV and all their wonderful programming, but you will also get on the back, you won't be able to see it because it's pretty small, but on the back, there's listed a lot of the businesses, local businesses that will give you 10% discount when you show them your FCTV card. And there's a long list of businesses that they update on the website at fctv.org. And now, performers, it's your turn to wow everybody. When I read your name, please unmute your mic, repeat your name. You will have a 4-minute time slot for your creative share. Andrew and I will help keep track of the time. And this is an extraordinarily talented group. So glad to be here with you. I'm going to start us off. Again, my name is Donna Scheer. As a child, and even today, the little child in me believes that what the world needs now is candy. This poem is called More Than a Penny Candy. In the lean years, fleetingly, I was rich, 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 walloped for filching a quarter, worth it for one afternoon sweet at the penny candy store. Come summertime, my grandpa, who was rich, rich, rich year round, would flip us some dimes, shoo us loose to the local 5 and 10 so we could rate as goddamn paper and peace. That corner market had shelves jammed with sweetness, taffy like sticky bolts of silk, candy cigarettes, wax lips, raven black licorice wound round and round like a yo-yo string, Mary Jane's, malted milk balls, Bazooka Joe bubble gum, and the Holy Grail, chocolate Hershey's bars. I never dreamed that my future would be diabetic. Today's candy-coated reality is sugar-free. But I am learning to be rich, 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 while sucking all day on abstinence. Thank you, everybody. All right. Happy to announce that Lynn Vitti is our first performer after me.
Good evening, everybody. We're almost at the end of February. I notice I've given myself some weird eyebrows on the special effects, so they're to match my hair. I'm just trying this out. This is a new poem of mine, and it is based on a gift of, well, the poem will explain what it is. But I am not involved in this poem except for writing the poems, but I'm pretending that I am. So the title is, In Our Previous Lives, We Owned a Bakery. For Elizabeth and Fran. You made panettone in round paper collars, elderflower celebration cakes, Bakewell tarts. Sometimes when a shipment of South Seville oranges arrived by rail from faraway California, you put up jars of bitter marmalade for New Year's, with grapefruit, blood oranges, lemon in the mix. Each jar displayed a label proclaiming courage. We worked 16-hour days, left the children with our mothers or mothers-in-law. We gave cinnamon rolls and strong coffee to the cops, free of charge, to stay in their good grace. So they'd keep an eye on the shop, midnight till dawn. Sometimes we handed over fresh Anadama loaves or cupcakes iced in pink buttercream. The bank wouldn't lend to women in those days. We borrowed from your uncles, paid interest as though we were common borrowers off the street. Mornings, the smell of orange rinds and sugar never ceased to intoxicate us. I watched you lift the cheesecloth like a bedsheet, tie its corners to fashion a pectin bag. I worked the overnight poolish, adding flour, water, filling great crockery bowls with the dough. Went to work on the cookies while the bread dough began to rise. By 9 a.m., with 5 hours' work behind us, we were ready to flip the front door sign from closed to welcome, we're open. All this I do not actually know, but conjure up from your gift yesterday. Pandemic marmalade labeled Courage 2021. When I opened the squat mason jar, those dreams of another life appear, more real than imagined. Another life with other struggles, other triumphs, perhaps no better, no worse than the life we know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lynn. That was beautiful. I think you should open a bakery and I'll open a candy store and we'll have a grand old time, don't you think?
I'll bring sourdough bread.
All right.
That's a good plan for after we all get vaccine, right?
Lynn, I particularly liked your image of the blanket. That was really nice.
Oh, thank you. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, I like that. Nice.
Thank you.
All right. Lisa Cantor. Oh, with a beautiful voice. Welcome back.
So, my name is Lisa Cantor. What the world needs now. When I first heard this prompt for a poem I might write, I started exploring what the world might need, seeking insight. But there's already MLK with his visionary dream that he had. Try improving on something as prescient as that. Imagine, sang Lennon, inviting beautiful unity. And of course, Hal David and Burt Bacharach, Love, Sweet Love, such a pure, simple melody. It's humbling, no, daunting to be part of this chorus of people seeking words that implore us to seek deeper truths. Gratitude flows for those who come before us. Oh, and a sweet nod to Dorothy. As I now begin my own tome, she knew in the end, there's no place like home. What the world needs now. When we are post-COVID, I need to simply share air. Our only task to take off our mask and hug one another. No more draped layers of armor to cover expressions, all these separations, negations, human alienations. Any day soon, I'd like to stop making do, living online and reaching through screens, machines, electronic screams. You too? And when it's done, if that's even a thing, no more links or likes or emoji hearts that keep our human souls so far apart while reaching into the shallows for a piece of me I cannot see. After it's over, I'd like to marry Fauci. I like his reasonable charms, the way he speaks. He disarms lies. He brings science alive, cries for who's died. He's a good soul to know, an honest bedfellow, someone with whom I'd snuggle through future troubles, you know. And when we're ready, right into my living room, I plan to invite you, fellow humans of Zoom. I want to be known inside my own home. Once again, we'll be able to feel, no, really feel each other, steal each other, reel each other in, and replace the mental din with our own personal spices. We'll melt viral ice. Now, wouldn't that be nice? What to do then, though? What to do then with CNN, Fox, and MSNBC? Let's just turn off all the profanity, sharp shards of ourselves, remnants of our own inner hells, arranged like mosaic with each tile an evil smile, gathered and sealed and thrown like a brick through a window. Pictures throw aimed at imagined construction, insurrection, destruction, deletion of love. The world needs recreation, conception, completion, with or without guidance from above. We need to wake up. We need a mindful shakeup. We've all borne the cost. Now let's discover what we've lost. And when we rise, open our eyes to this luscious humanity, we're here for the kissing, to savor what we've been missing, a partner, a party, a gorgeous new start. No more separation in this alien nation, no longer mistaking the skin for the beauty within. And then we can let ourselves know what we already know. We are all of this earth, the descendants of stars, tourists worth more than we've managed to show. All when we emerge from our caves and our lairs, we can come to share customs and beating hearts' longings. And we can strip ourselves bare and dance for our lives. I'll invite us all there. And yes, we can breathe the same air.
Yay. Thank you, Lisa. So beautiful. Get in line for Fauci, okay? But you mentioned a lot of good-hearted souls. I love the heartfelt longing for community and for self. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to welcome a newbie tonight. He's a children's book author, and his stage name is G-Pa Rhymes.
Well, thank you for welcoming me, and some of you wearing hats is really special for me. So I've been in restaurant business my whole life, and a couple years ago, after my grandkids were born, My son said, Dad, you're a rapping, rhyming storyteller. You need to write kids' books. So I wrote some kids' books, and they're out there. And I wrote this little rhyme today. I go to the beach every morning, and almost every morning, and write my rhymes. And you can follow me on Facebook. Here's my rhyme for today. The kids call me G-Pa, rapping rhymes flow free. I have a round bald head, salt and pepper goatee, navy blue hat, eyeglasses to see, 62 working on my rhyme degree. It took me 62 years to figure it out. 62 years to shed the self-doubt. 62 years, I'm now 63. G-Pa rhymes, oh yeah, that's me. Let me take you down to where my thoughts begin. They start in my heart by passing my chin. Some come from without, some come from within, some from where I'm going, some from where I've been. An active mind with good intention. The human brain, the greatest invention. Enter my mind, it's a rhythm convention. I rap rhythm rhyme if I didn't mention. The present is the present that presents itself to you. Choose to use it wisely. It's your choice in how you do. Presence is required to make the moment count. Don't dismiss the present's power by any measure or amount. It's not waiting on. I'm not waiting on the future. I'm not dwelling on the past. I'm living every moment for the moment it will last. I'm here right now with you, and I say thanks a lot. It's nice to have an audience. This is what I got. The kids call me G-Pa, rapping rhyme slow free. Oh, I already said that one. The kids call me G-Pa, that's what they say. I'm a rapping rhyming grandpa here on Cape Cod Bay. I write children's books about a crab named Cray, teaching kids lessons in a creative, fun way. So grateful to live near my favorite sunrise spot where I embrace my days, provides me food for thought. Sunrise Mother's canvas, Mother Nature's daily art, immense imagination, an infinite color chart. Some days she opts for shades of gray. Some days she lights the sky. Some days she reflects on water when high clouds are floating by. Every day a different story. Mother's boundless imagination always provides, never fails. She has my complete appreciation. What the world needs now is more outdoor play. We need more time outside. We need a better way. We need to plant more seeds. We need to plant more trees. We need to take more hikes, stretch our aging knees. We shouldn't forget that life is good. Don't forget to check on your neighborhood. We need to buy local. That's what we need to do. Spend your money locally. It'll get us through. Think about your neighbors, see how they've been faring, the challenges they've been facing, the burdens they've been bearing. We need to pay it forward, more random acted kindness, people to lend a hand with compassion, less social blindness. We need more communication, more willing to take a stand, to find the common ground, to protect this common land. On my sunrise ritual, collecting garbage by the sea, I like to do my part, clean the beach of bad debris. Mother likes to paint. You get to paint your day. Grab the colors that you like. Now you're on your way. You've heard some express same stuff, different day. On another day in paradise, as some folks might like to say. When people ask me how the heck you doing, I say if I was any better, I'd be scared. Every day I am renewing. A new page is now ready. Everybody grab a pen with good attitude and gratitude. We get to live again.
Yes.
Sorry for the slip up.
That's all right.
Great rhythm.
G-Pa rhymes.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Do you think that being a grandpa is the best job in the whole world?
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Too bad my grandkids didn't live closer, but
Yeah.
that is the best.
You touched on a lot of topics. Thank you. And nice rhythm, Grandpa.
Thank you.
All righty. We have John Jackson is up next.
Above heavens. Okay, I'm back. Let me just pull up my stuff. Thank you. Okay, John Jackson. Limericks of Protest is my shtick, and I have some from the last month. I'm as white as I come, I confess, pedigree, privilege, the rest, but I do not claim power coming from the Mayflower when those come from slave boats claim less. They said he's okay, he was not. Trump was sicker than previously thought. Last October, I mean, with COVID-19, making moral judgment, I am not. New Orleans is quiet and gray. Mardi Gras canceled today. Masquerade called to task, but please still wear your mask. Laissez la bon temps rouler. You know climate denial folk will say it's bunk because they're in a chill. They won't know it's disaster till the oceans rise faster than a Texas electricity bill. And a little something from today. We'll see how the fortune wheel turns. See if that dog ever learns. The Manhattan DA gets his turn to play with Donald Trump's tax returns. Now, where'd it go? It's over here. When I saw the announcement that the theme of today's poetic license was What the World Needs Now, I just knew that Donna was going to sing for us. So I had to sing something too. And what the world needs now is indeed love, sweet love. So I dredged this out and dusted it off. This is something I wrote for my beloved's 50th birthday, which was a few years ago. I met you many years ago when I was still quite young. You were a single mother. I wasn't ready for a son. And so you sort of called it off, but still we kept in touch. You called on me when we both were free, and I thank you very much. You're my best friend, my beloved wife. You're the best thing in my life, sometimes the best lover in the world, and always you're my best girl. So when I'm ready for a son, and yours was almost grown, when we met up second time around, I'd got two of my own. You helped me raise them stepmothering. Some might say you're my crutch, but someday you know the boys will know, and I thank you very much. Our wedding day reception, it was held in our backyard. So how do we make it festive without working so darn hard? A pair of plastic pink flamingos, you said a pair's too much, but 100 makes a statement, and I thank you very much. There's things I know and things I've seen from watching you through the years. By this time in my song, I know your face is damp with tears. And if I'm singing in public, well, I just might be in Dutch, but I know you'll soon forgive me, and I thank you very much. A semi-centenarian, that doesn't sound so old. The spirit cannot tarnish when it's made of finest gold. You really do not look your age, if I may say as such. You don't look a day past 49, and I thank you very much. You're my best friend, my beloved wife. I'm so proud to share your life. Sometime the best person in the world, and always you're my best girl. Thank you.
Wish I had someone to sing for me like that.
So lovely. Oh, I bet she did cry when you sang.
Oh, yes. She was
yeah.
much surprised.
That was beautiful. Yes, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. You're right. And we're hearing that in everybody's themes today. So thank you so much, John.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Swope, nice to see you tonight, my friend.
Well, it's lovely to see everybody. I'm Mary Swope. Oops, there. I'm was very interested that we started out talking about food. And certainly food is something that we all like. But I saw an article this morning that caught my eye in the health section of the Cape Cod Times. And it talked about food, but it says, say goodbye to binge eating. And I think that there are many people who actually suffer from this. And I thought, well, I have a poem about that in my new book, Phosphorescence. And I thought, I really would like to read this tonight. Because it has to do, it's something that might just ring bells with people. And it has to do with mothers and daughters. And I just want to say, I loved my mother very much. but I needed to have my own life too and find out who I really was, that I wasn't just part of my mother. So this isn't really what we need now as a world, but it's something that some people, I hope some people will be helped by it. It's called Loaded. I've swallowed my mother. Huge with her, I stagger, spinning with the desire to sleep. Each day she speaks to me in my own voice. Each day I shout at her, scaring the children. I see myself as a child in a three-way mirror, three faces out of control, wild hair, myopic eyes that blur my vision. I see a small, tight mouth that smiles to hide its hunger. I hear her voice say, "Hold your temper. Where's your willpower? Why are you so angry?" I don't know. I do my furious best to save the world. Oh, happy world, waiting to be saved. Oh, happy me, if I can save myself from this need to be filled. I empty the vacuum cleaner, hearing still the angry suck and roar. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Mary. Very, very powerful. Wow. I can't wait to see your book in person live so I can read.
Is it Eight Cousins?
Oh, thank you. All right. I go there.
Great. It's great. I've read it all several times.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Thank you.
A ringing endorsement.
I'm sorry to be so serious. I do have more amusing poems, but it's true, and people can get help because binge eating is a kind of addiction. It is an addiction,
Yes, it
and
is.
it's complicated. And so if you can't stop, go to OA.
That's right. And there are poems that help fill the holes in us. So thank you for yours.
Thank you. Poetry does help.
Yes. Abby, oh, you are on now, my friend. Can you remember to unmute? There she goes. She's right with it.
Hello, my name is Abigail O, and it is an honor to be here. I will be reading a poem on what the world needs, which you all probably know, and I hope you all enjoy it. We are a group, and we need each other. We need our voice, and our care, and our heart. We look upon the rising walls of terror, and we think. We simply think, what do we need? Will we answer that question with a flowing sense of strength and brighten the world with love?
Abby, so beautiful. And you are right. We do need each other. I feel like she got the heart of the original song there today. Thanks, Abby. Sue Beth Carlson.
Hello, I'm Sue. And that was just so beautiful. And I was thinking about what the world needs now with that prompt. And it reminded me of a blog post that I did on the Unity on Cape Cod website. And it was called What the World Needs Now. And I was going to read that tonight, or I was going to do something more whimsical. And what Abigail did was so beautiful. But instead, I'm going to do the other things that have been gathering and waiting to be said since January. So this was written January 7th. We have been like people stranded in a life raft in the ocean, with only so much food, fresh water, and time left to survive. There's no one correct ethical answer when the survival of some could hinder the survival of others. The situation does not lend itself well to clear-cut answers. So how will we find them? Do the ends justify the means? Right now it seems the ends never end, and the means are so mean. The means will be our end if this is allowed to continue. So this poem is called Questionable Choices. Certified or certifiable? Sedition or transition? Insurrection or resurrection? Institution or institutionalized? Constitutionality or calamity? Internet or fishing net? Immunity or contagion? Cult or culture? Foment or relent? Removal or approval? Impeachment or involvement? Justice or avarice? Cowardice or courage? Disenfranchise or enterprise? Dictation or democratic nation? Manipulation or explanation? Free speech or freedom breach? Treason or reason? Death or breath? Unanimity or unity? And this next one is, actually I've been thinking a lot about breathing this year, and I've decided I'm all for it. So this one is called Breathe. When we plant our seeds of hurt with tears that nourish new green things, then what we thought was worthless dirt is now rich soil in which change grows wings. We've been told for so long to wear masks, but try as they might, they still cannot mask our pain. Even the masks are now wearing masks. The mask of fear also masquerades as bravado, denial, and withdrawal. It masquerades as hate and anger and depression. The masks of love and truth conceal those other masks, further complicating things. The masks of global gaslighting and manipulation attempt to cover greed and corruption. There are racist masks that try to cover the pandemic of oppression. If there are too many masks, we can no longer breathe. Then they do not protect us, and the very armor we thought would shield us becomes instead the danger we so feared. There is even a mask of mastery over the earth that prevents us from doing just what we need to do to let her thrive. In this era of global climate change, true strength is not found in masks or force, but in power, the power of integrity expressed through action. So wear the essential masks to slow the destructive viruses, and wear the ones that let you breathe. It's not those masks, but the underlying beings that exchange air with the world. So from that came this tanka, which is called We Breathe. We breathe bad air out. Inhaled, it does green life good. Mask virus, not air. When masks block breath, no air flows. Breathe, live, think, feel, create, love. And this last one is called Colors of Light. Red is one of the colors of our country. It is the color of warning. It is also the color of Republicans. No wonder Democrats have been blue. White is the third color of our flag, the color of truce. I would like to call a truce on global gaslighting. Let's put a black velvet sky behind it and highlight the truth of just what gaslighting is. It's a manufactured and short-sighted false version of light. When its wick is no longer drinking in the fuel fed by humans to incite the burn, its light is gone, while sun and moon and stars live on. Sorry, more serious than usual tonight, but that's been all bubbling inside.
Beautiful, Sue. Thank you so much. I particularly liked your word pairings in the first poem. It was, it was like startling every time you say one word, the first word, and then the second word, it would be a surprise, linked through sound, but so different and startling with the realization of exactly what you meant.
Actually, there's multiple meanings for some of those words too, and that was the part of the whole point. But it just kind of poured out the day after the insurrection. So, thanks.
Thank you. All right, Joyce Wilson.
Okay, I'm unmuted, I think.
Yes, you are.
So, yes, what the world needs now, what I thought of, is snow. And I love snow, and we've had just the right amount of snow. And if we have just a little more, that will make me happy. So this is a poem I wrote a while ago that was investigating snow as a sacrament. And it's another serious poem. 3 cheers for serious poems. So, snow must be walked through, felt on the skin, whether tuft or filament, stitch or tear, a sudden freshness like anise on the tongue. Though the slightest motions jostle and churn like moths fluttering against the curvature of sky, as beneath an inverted glass. A non-translucence, the dappled flecks of a pointless, sleepy, monochromatic dream, remnants from another world, resting on boughs like rows of herringbone, shags of chenille, a quilt's new batting, or lacework where threads were pulled through and knotted. Holding light against dark in a garment or field, glittering under the winter sun, until the brilliant petals fold and we feel the cold. Thank you.
Joyce, so beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that image when you were talking about sewing and the knotting.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. I'm not a winter person, but I loved your poem.
Great. Yeah, there is a thing about making lace out of knots and threads that you see, and then all the absence in between. So.
Beautiful. Let's see, Mirren Rutledge. How are you tonight?
I am well. I'm glad to be with you all. I'm Maren. I live in Hanover on the South Shore. My website is marenpoetry.org. And I am going to answer the question, if you will, or the prompt in 3 ways with 3 poems. The first is about need for closeness. Mad Libs. As fall lumbers into winter, my grandson fills more and more of the blank spaces in our Mad Lib tales with hibernating bears. In COVID crazy weekly calls, we 2 hermits try to claim as comic the incomparably absurd. Remote first grade, an iPad where Marcel learns to read paused and poor connection, words that appear like flashcards taunting him to say the maddeningly obvious when his screen goes blurry or blank. In December, Marcel begins to complain of headaches. I recall reading that isolated children's bodies hurt. Excepting some few eremites, our species only ever lived in caves in groups. So, brave boy, let rippling laughter answer longing as we imagine hibernating bears, not as solitary sleepers, but great balls of fur filling the dark spaces where hope waits. The second one is when I used to take public transportation, and I longed to take the Red Line into Boston again, and often think of workers who must do so. It's called changing my mind. I get to feeling crazy at the end of a long day when folks on the bus on their cell phones rattle on, fuss, and trap me in their deals. The prattle inside my head already sounds like a phone call back in the days when your conversation collided with other people's on what was wryly known as a party line. But today, in a nearby seat, a baritone on Bluetooth murmured in ohm-like hmms between peaceful pauses that closed with a coda, I love you. Da capo with variation. The bus motor hummed while my mind chanted, love you, love you, love you, love you, all the way home. And the third poem is a little lighter note. It's how many of us just long to travel, even to the grocery store. It's called American Tourists Arrive in Umbria. Signor biscotti to finish our meal. Such a meager request may have pricked his pride, for he brought us a heaping plateful that he garnished with a solemn bow as he said, housemaid. So we asked for more tea to fulfill the deluxe of butter and berry and hazelnut, cerulean sky, hospitable host, and time to savor unimagined delights. Thank you.
Maren, what a treat. 3 beautiful poems. That first one touched my heart. I used to teach kindergarten for many, many years. And Marcel is not only a brave boy, he is a lucky boy to have you in his life. Someone who understands and all that wonderful closeness. Thank you so much. Christina Laurie, it is your turn, my friend.
Voila. Okay, I have 2 poems, and I'm really happy to see half of us wearing hats and that beautiful tiara that Abigail's wearing. I count that as a hat, Abby. My first poem is on hats, and I think what the world needs now is more hats, more happy hats. And I'm going to show you a picture. It's written for my mom. Can you see her? Did I get that? Okay. You notice also her top matches her bottom. She was an interior decorator and always was perfect with colors and taught me to do that. But anyway, she was a big hat lady. So this poem is called Hats, and for Betty. You always loved hats. From your black pillbox of the 60s with Jackie Kennedy lace veil that just covered the tip of your nose, to the multicolored short-brimmed one that you bought in Denholm's department store because it matched your new Christmas coat of blue. I wore that hat too. It matched my green wool coat. You loved the big straw hat you wore the night of the costume party that sat on the back of your head, perched like a blue heron preparing to take off from the marsh you loved so well. You pinned it to your head on the beach as well, protecting your dark skin from the beating sun. Then there was the bathing cap with its multicolored flowers that flapped in the breeze as you swam along the beach. Other women laughed at it, but you wore it proudly, perhaps laughing inside along with the other women who sat soaking up the sun's rays. And in your old age, you sported a mohair watch cap in winter, pulled it down over your ears, covering much of your forehead with a matching scarf that overlapped. Those hats are gone today, along with your blue wool coat and your matching clothes, but you, mother, who taught me to wear many hats. So, and that's the hat that she wore when she was on the beach and at the Christmas party. The second poem I'd like to read is called Simplicity, and it just won a second prize in a Mass State Poetry Society contest, so I thought I'd share it with you. Simplicity. Twilight graces this place. All my favorite shades of blue meander through the sky. In this time, in this space, bird melodies subside, while cricket chirps arise and peepers begin their chorus. Leaves rustle in the swatch of woods as the day's most reluctant chipmunk scurries home. For the moment, I am not accountable for anything, not the dishes waiting to be washed, not the laundry sitting to be folded. I am part of the growing shadows. I melt into the approaching sunset. It's simply the twilight that graces this place as I step onto the porch, when my favorite shades of blue meander through the sky and across the twilight ocean. I am a part of the growing shadows. I meld into the advancing sunset. That's it. Thank you. I forgot to say I'm Christina Laurie.
Thank you, Christina.
Thank
So
you.
wonderful. Betty, what a great name. And the last line of your poem?
I am part of the growing shadows. I melt into the advancing sunset. The last line of my mom's poem?
Yeah.
It says, and you, mother, who taught me to wear many hats.
Many hats. I love that. I love the way you ended that.
Thank you.
And the simplicity, gorgeous images. Thank you so much, Christina.
Thank you.
And
She was
congratulations.
she was a very gorgeous woman. Yeah. Now mute me. Thank you.
Thanks. Candy Johansen. With the steampunk hat. I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
One of many hats. I'm Candy Johansen. And actually, Christine, I have to tell you, I think I have the counterpoint to your last poem. So my poem, I was trying to think of what the world needs now. And I'm thinking maybe we need to be a little bit more in nature, peace, tranquility. So I stand quiet and still in the early gray light of the pre-dawn day, staring out across the white, gray, and silver of the bleakly beautiful, icy covered river. Gulls explode upward from the pier, screeching their hello to the coming morning. Circling the river, they suddenly drop like tiny gray bombs from the sky toward the smooth coolness below them, landing and skittering across the slick surface, wings flapping wildly as they try to stop their forward momentum. A gaggle of geese standing in the reeds and ice heaves along the marshy banks honk their displeasure at the unwelcome intrusion of the sky rats. They move quickly to a small area of open, flowing water where they sit crowded together, bobbing and honking and going nowhere fast. As if on cue, the sun raises her head over the horizon, and the geese lift off from the water in one great mass of wings and outstretched necks, pumping, gaining height, moving quickly down the river, falling into formation, their honks calling out to the dawn. I watch as the white and gray and silver luster of the ice-covered river transforms and mellows as fingers of sunlight reach out and change the sleek surface to yellow and orange and gold. I can feel spring, the sunrise warm air that swirls around me. I close my eyes and breathe in, inhaling deeply the scent of the slowly warming soil. Soon the ice will melt. The osprey will return and begin their soaring hunt for river fish as silver as the ice-covered river before me. And still, In the gentle newness of a warming season, I will journey to the river's edge in those blue-gray hours before dawn and stand quiet and still, waiting and watching until my heart and soul has been refreshed for another day. And that's it.
Yay, Candy. So beautiful. Mary Oliver would be very proud of you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Patricia Austin, you are up, my friend.
Alrighty. Well, mine is a posé tonight. It's a poetical essay. I call it a posé. What will it take? Kafka said, by believing passionately in something that still does not exist, we create it. The non-existent is whatever we have not sufficiently desired, unquote. If that is true, obviously we have not desired peace. We have not desired truth. We haven't desired equality and hope or the well-being of all mankind. Obviously, many among us have desired the good of the few, they and their own over a veil of the many. In fact, many among us have desired their own over all other peoples of the world and the earth itself, our home. Einstein said, quote, a human being is part of a whole called by us universe. He experiences himself as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion, to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty, unquote. What will it take for us to desire prosperity for all mankind? What will it take for us to nurture and care for all of nature? What will it take for us to desire help for our neighbors as well as ourselves? To desire hope and truth and kindredship with all? What will it take for us to desire God?
Thank you, Patricia.
You're welcome, Donna.
Your posés seem to sort of tie up all the themes that were coming out today. That was pretty amazing that it ended up that way. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. It's great to see everybody, by the way.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, we're almost at the end. I've got a poem that I'm going to close with. As a poet, as a writer, I believe that what the world needs now is more poems and more writing and more words that inspire, and especially words of truth. This is, I find a lot of times my inspiration is while I'm sitting in my room looking out the window at my Serenity desk, and always amazed that every day there's something new to discover. This is called The Poet surrounded. At the serenity desk, pale, sweet wood, I am wreathed and girded in a circlet of treasure. One heart rock beach gleamed and craggy, chunk of rose quartz flamingo pink. Bell-shaped birds silent until jangled to sing, a candle flickering the cinnamon smell of Christmas. Photos of those I can no longer hold. Fountain sounds of earthbound mountain water trickling into words. Words pigeonholed in a cardboard honeycomb. Words taking flight on the leaves of unbent books. Quotes on a riot of Post-it notes, and poems freshly painted or polished, acquired in piles of spiral notebooks, pencil yellow legal pads, and journals dog-eared and cat-tattered. Words and words and more beloved words. My hand, inspired, becomes the pen-dipped compass, ever-expanding boundaries surrounding me and my linguistic truth. Oh, thank you, people. Dear people that I love and I miss when I don't see you for the whole month. This edited performance, as you all know, will be shown on FCTV channel 13, as well as the YouTube channel. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, you can email them to andrew@fctv.org. The next poetic license will be on Thursday, March 25th. Because the month of March often comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb, and March contains the first day of spring, the greening of St. Patrick's Day. For you nature poets, the theme will be earth, sky, and all that's in between. Thank you again, Andrew. Thank you again, performers. You've dazzled us once again. Have an effervescent month, and please, friends, be well and shine on.
Awesome. God bless.
Thank you.
Good night.